Is there even a show like that that existed at some point?
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Please won't you be my neighbor?
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood might be my favorite show ever made. I know that I've said that spot belongs to Death Note, but that's part of the average television stuff you would expect. In terms of actual television programming, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood is my favorite show ever. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't violent, it wasn't energetic, and it didn't do any of the typical things you would expect a children's show to do in order to keep a child's attention span. It was a calm, relaxing, and slowly paced program designed to help children cope with their feelings. And it discussed some very mature themes that many people would never expect to be covered in children's programming, and certainly not back in the 60s when it began its initial run. It covered topics such as anger, divorce, death, and even war. Rogers prioritized kindness and always told kids that they make the day very special by being themselves, and that he likes them just the way they are. While I'll always be a cynic by nature, I do try and take the majority of Rogers' messages to heart when I can, and it's hard considering the mental hardships I'm currently going through. I truly believe he was the kindest and most compassionate human being to ever grace this planet. Neighborhood itself was one of the few shows that at the time felt authentic, it felt real, and that's because it was. It didn't sugarcoat anything it talked about and treated the audience with intelligence and respect. I'll just go over a quote from Rogers himself for a second. "One of the greatest gifts you can give anybody is the gift of your honest self. I also believe that kids can spot a phony a mile away." He knew that children needed to be taught about these things with honesty. Even today, when I get really low, I find an episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and just watch it. It not only makes me feel better, it just treats me like I'm a human being.